Thank you very much. And first of all, a warm good morning to you, although we are close to lunch, I know, but nevertheless, good morning. First of all, it's a pleasure to be here. And it's not the first time for me to be in India. It's no more than 10 years that I'm coming to India. And the more I'm coming, the more I'm enjoying it to be here. So thank you for being invited to that conference. And thank you to the speakers before, because listening to you, I experience what I'm experiencing every day in this world. Everything is so similar, but most of us don't know it. But it doesn't matter in which country you are, the basic problems are the same. And what you said, we don't need more laws. A little bit enforcement is good, but the more enforcement, it will not getting better. We have to change the awareness. And this is the same all over the world. So if you are aware, then you behave different. And the 7 golden rules of Vision Zero, the rules are not new, but to put it together in a very simple way that everyone in the world can understand immediately, this is new. And it is the first global strategy. I don't know any strategy in the world where all countries are in favor of. But Vision Zero is a strategy where all countries are in favor of. And I think the biggest, let's say, positive thing here is they are simple. Everyone can understand immediately. And make it simple was one, let's say, sentence of a professor of me. Make it simple. We can make it very complicated. That's no problem. But make it simple is very difficult. And these rules are simple. And I'm happy to share the next session where 3 colleagues are talking about the implementation of Vision Zero, the rules. And hopefully you will get immediately the feeling, well, easy to understand. And you said all accidents are preventable. And I want to focus again on this. Yes, it is. And all accidents are preventable. I know many companies in the world who followed Vision Zero without knowing Vision Zero, and they have no accidents, no fatalities. A wonderful example is the mining sector in Germany. 20 years ago, they had the highest rates, fatality rates. Now, the fatality rates are less than office work in the mining industry. And the mining industry is the same all over the world. Only, let's say, the safety is different. Only the awareness is different. And they reached it by changing the awareness of the leaders and the workers. And then less than office work. So it is possible. And I'm always saying what Mr. Obama said. I like this. Yes, we can. We can. All of you are responsible, and safety starts with you. First of all, with yourself. And then everything will change. Okay. Maybe you don't know, every 15 seconds, a fatality happens in this world because of work issues. Every 15 seconds in our world. So these are numbers which it's very difficult to imagine what it means, 15 seconds. So count the fatalities during our session now. And then we are talking about money. 4% economic loss in this world related to accidents, occupational diseases, 4%. And one figure is not so well known. Nearly 1% economic loss because of faults in our world, only related to faults. And this is a number, 1% economic loss of our world economic capacity. And around 0.4% of this 4%, 0.4% only related to the use of ladders. It is a huge number. And I know a lot of companies, construction, I'm a civil engineer, so I know a lot of construction companies now who started to forbid the use of ladders on construction sites. And it is possible. Yeah. You know, time is not enough to talk how they do it, but it is possible. And The first company I met is more than 20 years ago. It was a Norwegian company who stopped the use of ladders, and they reduced the falls to nearly 0% in their company. So everything is possible. And once again, yes, we can. Do you know when, for example, fall protection starts? The first rule related to fall protection is more than 2,500 years ago. It is in the Bible, 5th book of Moses. There are chapters related to accident prevention. And one is, if you build a house, you should make a battlement on your roof that no one can fall and no blood is on your house. What changed? Nothing. We still have this huge amount of falls, number one in all accident areas. So there was one in the more than 200 years ago, Mr. Dupont, maybe you know, company Dupont. He had a lot of explosions in his factory, and he was producing explosives and other things. And then he said, oh, I have to change something. And I think this was the start of Vision Zero, or the rules. For him, it was very important leadership commitment. So all managers were living outside the factory. Then he said, okay, we will change it. Nowadays, the next month, you start to move from outside to inside the factory. So they built houses close to those halls of the factory where you have the explosions. That changed the mindset of these managers quite quickly, because they were living with their families close to this area. And then they started to have leadership commitment. They changed a lot. And then he made a lot of clear rules, and also training was very important for him. For me, that was a start more than 200 years ago. So this was Mr. Dupont. When I'm talking somewhere in the world about Vision Zero, most people are saying mission impossible. I'm saying mission possible. It is possible, and we have a lot of examples in this world where company change. And there's a nice example of a friend of mine. He's living in the same city I'm living. I'm always saying the nicest city of Germany. It's Cologne. Okay, others think maybe Munich is nice or Hamburg, but I'm saying for me Cologne is the nicest city. And he has a medium-sized company. And he's really doing everything for his employees. He's buying excellent machines, excellent personal protective equipment. He's giving trainings and so on. But he still has accidents. Then he called me and said, what should I do? I tried to do my best. I said, wow, I have a nice idea. I have 7 golden rules. If you follow, everything will change. Oh, he said, no, 7 golden rules. 7 is too much. Make it more simple. I said, okay, look to the rule number 1, leadership commitment. And I asked him, did you ever talk about health and safety during your meetings? He said, no. I said, okay, start to talk about health and safety at every meeting. Doesn't matter which one. Talk about it. He said, okay, I will do. I believe you, maybe it will work. 2 months later, he called me and said, wow, everything changed in my company. Health and safety is now an issue, because I, as a boss, put it always number 1 of each meeting. And I can see after 2 months already, it changed. People are thinking different. The awareness starts in my company. A question to you, who is doing it in your company? That health and safety is always number 1 of each meeting. Be honest. Who is doing it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, you see, 8, 9, so let's say 10, 20% are doing it already. And I think you have a positive feeling doing it, and you can see that it changed in your company, or it is changed already. Start with, it costs you nothing. It costs you maybe 5, 10 minutes every day, nothing more. But you will realize everything will change. It is so simple to change awareness. And then I was thinking, I am doing it with my staff. Okay, my staff, we are working in that area of health and safety. So I thought maybe it's not necessary. But then I started it, and I'm honest, only half a year ago I started with it. I was surprised. Health and safety is an issue in our organization, but putting it to number one of each meeting, it gave a lot of input to improve. Not big things, but small things. But a small thing could be a big thing maybe next day. So I'm doing it now regularly, and I have to say it is very, very positive. Also in these high-level health and safety organizations to do. But in companies it will be much better. And leadership commitment was mentioned several times already. For me, the most important point. If leaders are not committed, it's very difficult that company awareness in the company will change. It is important. And rule number 7, invest in people, is also a very important rule. Without your people, you have no company. So if you have motivated people, positive thinking people, the quality of the work is better, the results are better, and so on and so on. So invest in your people. And I think if you invest and if you take leadership commitment, these 2 issues, they are the most important things. The other rules, most of your companies are maybe already following, like risk assessment, like good technical equipment, or training, or management systems. Most of the big companies and medium-sized companies, they have it already. But number 1 and number 7, for me, they have to be, let's say, more important in the company, and then a lot of things will change. And 2 last sentences. 1, be part of the Vision Zero family in this world. Once again, it is the first time in this world that we have a campaign all over the world, independent of politics, independent of culture. It is understandable, and people are following with high motivation in countries sometimes where you thought they will never follow, but they are following because they realize this is a chance for us to come down to 0 fatalities, to 0 accidents, and to 0 occupational diseases. And therefore, be part of the family, and I'm wishing the conference all the best, and a lot of input for you, good ideas, and take some ideas home with you to change your company a little bit in a positive way. Thank you very much.